So, on today's episode, we're going to be talking about how I broke up with my ex that I loved so much. Oh yes, I loved him very much. I loved him gone. Like gone. It was a lot. I had to break up. I had to let go. I had to start afresh. It wasn't the easiest decision, but I had to. Now let me just give you a little backstory. My ex was older than me, of course, and at the time, this was about like how many years ago now? Ooh, it's a long time. Ooh, this is about 8 years ago. Oh my gosh. It was about 7, 8 years ago. Wow. Ooh, that's a long time. So it was about 7, 8 years ago. And at this point, of course, we worked together somewhere. He was older than me. He was done with his masters. He was ready to settle down, and that. He loved me, yes. I remember the lines he used to ask me out. We were close, of course, we were friends and all of that. And I remember the exact lines. He said, "Hi, Ayomide. We were strangers, so we're talking like friends." And I was like, "Hi, Ayomide. The past few months have been fun with you. You are so interesting, entertaining. I love spending time and hanging out with you. I would like to build an empire with you." Those were his exact words. I was smitten. But I remember, let me give you a very more interesting story. Now, at that time, I was friends with my husband at that time. We were just friends. And I remember telling my husband about this, my ex, like, as friends, I was just listening him, like, there's this guy that are close, this, he's asking me out. And my husband was like, "Are you sure you want to date him?" I said, "Yes, I want to date him." My husband said, it wasn't my husband at the time, of course. He was like, "Are you sure? Because he's ready to settle down, but you're not even close to settling down." This was about 8 years ago, right? So you're not even close to settling down. Are you sure you want to? I said, why not? I can do it. I will say yes. He will wait for me. My husband said, "I will advise you not to date him." I don't know if he was saying it from a place of he likes me or whatever. I don't know. But he told me clearly not to date him because he was like, "He's ready. You're not ready, right?" So I didn't give free credence, or what's the word? I didn't listen to him. That's the word. So that same day, the day my ex asked me out, the exact day, he asked me out in the night. Yes, because we worked together. Now, in the morning of that day, I was working for a microfinance bank, whatever. And so I went to see some clients that particular day. So when I went to see some clients, I met a prophet. I had never seen this man before in my life. Never. I had never seen this man before in my life. So this man asked me, he stopped me, he was like, "Hey, how are you?" I said, "I'm fine." And he's like, I have some messages for you." Of course. He told me 3 things. The first thing was about my career and all, which I'm not ready to share that part of my life yet. So he said that, and it was real. That thing now has come to pass. The second part, he said, "You're going to be a popular person, you're going to be this, you're going to be a great person in life." Of course, I'm going to be, because I'm a child of God. But then, of course, he said all of that, and he asked me to, he told me some other things. I was like, "Okay, thank you." And the third thing he mentioned was, don't rush into a relationship, because God is preparing your husband for you. So don't rush. He said that thing to me in the morning. My ex asked me out in the night. What were the odds? That's why I always tell people when I'm counseling people, when you're asking God for signs, God will give you signs. It's left to you to answer. Because imagine God sending a prophet to me that I've never met in my life, telling me that I should not rush into a relationship because God has a plan for me. And guess what? I still did not answer. I ignored. And in the night, I said yes. So I did not answer the prophet. I told the prophet thank you and all of that. And I left. Now, I went in the night. I never knew my ex was going to ask me out that day. And my ex asked me out. And I said yes. I was happy. Like, oh my God, I'm in a relationship. Because before then, I think I was like 1 year out of a relationship. So that one ended in tears. So I said yes to my ex. And his exact words, like I was saying, was he wanted to build an empire with me. And he had so many visions then. Trust me, he was doing so well for himself. He was planning on the company, all of those things. And in my head, I'm like, someone that has finished masters. Of course, I was like, let's build the empire together. You know what I'm saying? Little did I know. So time went on like that, and so this part, my ex wasn't this spiritual person. It was spiritual, but not in my way of spirituality. It wasn't Christocentric. In fact, he attended, is it Orthodox church now? But he attended a white garment church. Yes, he did. So it wasn't Christocentric. But he feared God, of course. And he had some issues. I'm not going to go into details on all of that. But my point is, when we got into a relationship, I had a lot of dreams. Many times that would point to the fact that it wasn't someone I should get married to. But love is blind, oh, I no answer. I didn't answer my dream. I didn't answer God. I was like, see, this relationship, we date together. We would see each other. I was in school, of course, and all of that. So, we're in love. My mom didn't know about this relationship, but my parents knew him because I said we work together. So they knew my co-worker. So they knew him. So my mom has a relationship with God. My mom is a prayerful woman. Of course, you know those praying mothers now. So my mom had a vision. Was it a vision or a dream? And she said she saw in a dream that a tall guy that was wearing a white garment, but he was wearing like a white jalamia in the dream. Now saw her, I was like, mommy, you don't know me. I'm your daughter's husband. Something like that. She now said, my daughter's husband? How? He was not describing himself to my mom in the dream. So my mom woke up from the dream and called me. I was like, she called me on phone. This is this. I saw this about you in a relationship. And I told her, yes. I used to tell my mom about my relationships then. So I was like, yes, I'm in a relationship. So my mom was like, who is it? I wanted to lie because I knew she knew him. And because she attended White Garment Church. And I was born into a Deeper Life family. So what are you telling me? What's the similarity? But love is blind, like I said. So I didn't tell her who it was. My mom just told me. God showed me that I was wearing white garments. God showed me he was tall. God showed me that I know him in real life. And he was asking me, he was describing himself to me. I was like, Holy Spirit, why you talk too much? Like, you know, if you don't cast me. So I had to open up to my mom. My mom was like, does he love you? This I said, yes. My mom said, I have to pray about it. I was like, Mom, I'm sure he loves me. This is it. My mom said, do you want to be going to White Garment Church? I will not mention the exact one. But I said, Mom, we don't have to go to the same church. Mom said, I said I should not worry, that she knows that, you know, my mom now, African mother, that God has a plan for everything. So if he's the one for me, God will know I will do it. I will change church. I still ignored Sha. I was doing love things. And trust me, this relationship was good. I don't think I've ever had a chaotic relationship. This relationship was really good because I've always known about marriage, relationship and all. So it was peaceful. We loved each other. We sacrificed for each other. Oh, he got me stuff. He bought stuff for me. He took care of me. Not like he was spending on me because I'm independent, but he would always buy me stuff like my birthday. He would always be the one to change my wristwatches. All those, you know, those kind of treatments. You know, when you're dating a 30 plus man, that kind of thing. So it was cool and all of that. Now, fast forward, I became serious with God. I said that I grew up in a Deeper Life family and all, but I didn't get serious with God in Deeper Life. While I was in school, I joined a Christocentric ministry, and that was where I got really serious with God. So while I got serious with God, I knew that I started getting indoctrinated into Christocentric, into the faith movement, all of this, praying in tongues, this. I will come back, get on call with my boyfriend and be gisting him. Everyone will be telling me, you are doing too much, this. And this was me already having a relationship with God. I was enjoying God. Like, I would go on prayer walks, prayer stretches myself. I would have intimacy with God. My ex be telling me I'm doing too much. This is even God that did this. At that point, I was like, nah. But I was still very reluctant because I said the relationship was peaceful itself. So I didn't want to break his heart. Trust me. I didn't want to break his heart. I didn't know how to say it. So I was just In my mind, I'm like, ah, how will I say it? And this is where I always tell people in counseling that when someone comes to break up with you, the breakup will not happen that day. Someone does not just wake up and say, I want to break up with you, and that's it. It's a process over time. So over time, they are saying that they want to break up with you. It's just that that's the day they grew the balls or had the energy or the boldness to say it out to you. So in my mind, I had known that I wanted to end this. Coupled with the fact that my mom had some dreams again that were like really bad dreams, that if I got married to this person, I wouldn't do purpose and all of that. But by then, I'd even met his elder sister. She was so welcoming. She was so loving. They loved me so much. I've spoken to his friends. Like, trust me. Oh, I know that 30 plus men sometimes can be dubious and all of that, but they welcomed me and all. That was what mattered. And it seemed like it was a good relationship and he wanted to get married to me. But you see, God, the fact that something is good does not mean it's good for you. I always say it. God knew that wouldn't be it. It couldn't be it. So, in my own head, I was thinking, oh, if we are in love, I could actually grow my husband, not my present husband, my ex then, to be husband. I could grow him spiritually. I was wise. So, you know what? I would be doing Bible study for him. I would be telling him, oh, this is the book. Kenneth Hagin and Kenneth Copeland. Read this book. Do this, do that. So, I would do that. Sometimes he would tell me, oh, I will give him a book. Oh, you need to read this book. He would tell me he has not read the book. I will be annoyed. So one day, I was listening to a teaching, and the pastor said, and I quote, the reason you are trying to groom that man is because you do not trust God for a man that can groom you. Hey, that was it. That was it. I was like, wait, I'm grooming this man because I don't trust God to give me a man that will groom me. And I'm not trying to say in marriage, the work is just on the man or solely on the man. The woman has no input whatsoever. No, that's not what I'm saying. I talk to my husband, there are things I help him with, there are things I'm, in quotes, better than him at. And he understands, he honors me, respects me. I'm talking about my husband now. But I'm saying the man, according to Bible standards, is the head of the home. The man is called the groom. You are the bride. He's meant to groom you. But when you are grooming that man, it's because you lack trust. That was the highlight for me. And I went to God. I said, God, I'm going to start praying about the man I want. So I wrote a list of the man I wanted. I want him to be this, to be romantic, to be sweet, to be this. Spiritually too. I wrote all of that. Trust me, all of that. And trust me when I say God answers prayers. Sometimes I look at my husband now and I look at him and I'm like, I remember when he does some things, I'm like, I remember saying this minute thing to God years back, and look at you, you're doing it, right? So I'm just here to implore you that sometimes you might be stuck in a relationship because you do not trust God to bring a better person. You might be stuck in a relationship because you do not trust God to bring someone that will groom you. It is not your job to groom a man. You cannot change a man. A man has to change by the power of God. You cannot be an influence, but you solely cannot change a man. Men are also egoistic. So the moment you start coming with, let me teach you, let me show you this, the man starts getting bored. You are giving him mommy vibes. So he starts seeing you as his mom, not his lover. Yes. So how did I break up? I called him and I said, I want to break up. I don't think I can move on. Baba did not accept it. He said, lie. Cannot break up. He said, let's talk about it. What is it that you want? I will do it for you. You want me to come to your church? I will come to your church. You want me to do this? I said, no, it's not about that. That's not who you are. You're just going to try to do it for me. It's not who you are. And mind you, this person used to drink. Yeah, before we started dating, he used to drink. So I told him, oh, I'm not comfortable with you drinking. Like, then, of course, then I wasn't serious with God, right? Of course, now, it's a no for me. Drinking is a no, no, like, no. So then he was like, oh, I will stop it for you. So guess what? Then when we see, sometimes his mouth will smell or reek of alcohol. And I'll be like, did you just drink? He's like, yes, but you have taken some. And I'll be like, this is not me. This is not what I want. But because of love, I'll keep suppressing it. I just knew that this isn't it. He's a good man. I'm not even gonna lie. In the standard of morals or whatever, he's a good man. But it wasn't good for me. That's not the man. That's not the man I need. That's not the man that's gonna help me do purpose. So he didn't accept. In fact, it was not an easy stuff in breaking up. There were a lot of calls. This. That's when that story from that day. But it was hard for me too. I cried my eyes out like, God, where will the man be now? The man that will love me like this. You know, when I did say 30+ man, and this man is caring for you, like giving you baby girl life. So I thought that was the height of it all. I was like, when will I send that man that will do this? But God, say my father is a good father. God was just looking at me, and honestly, like that prophet said, God was preparing my husband. Honestly. So I implore you today, if you're stuck in that relationship and you know you shouldn't be there, you know your values are not aligned, you know that this person is not good for you, don't hesitate. Cut the ties before it is too late. A broken relationship is always better than a broken marriage when done rightly, or according to the will of God. But a broken relationship is better than a broken marriage when your reasons are valid, honestly. So see you in my next video. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe to this channel, click on the notification button, like this video, drop a comment. Have you ever broken up? Were you hurt? Have you moved on? Are you in the process of breaking up? Are you stuck? Let's talk and let's just in the comment section. And my name is Ayomide Synesis. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, WhatsApp. No, you can't follow me on WhatsApp. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and let's connect. See you in the next one. Bye. La 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 la